I was out of my body in the white light. The car was smashed down there. My body was leaning against a tree with my legs straight out. There was a police officer crouching over me. My experience was very feeling. I'm a very kinesthetic person anyway, so it just felt like the perfect summer day, or even, sometimes being in the water in the summer when the temperature is just perfect. And so I was in the white light. Behind me there was a circle of white, a different shade, and then within that circle there was a full-length silhouette of a being that was radiating different shades of white off of that. And the being behind me said, "You have to go back. Your father wants you to stay." I knew that at that moment the father he was talking about was God, not my physical father. Again, the experience was very feeling, like the love and the warmth. It seemed like everything made sense. Seeing my head was cracked open. Didn't bother me a bit, in the spirit of everything's just good, because everything seemed perfect there. Everything. And it wasn't like this ta-da kind of thing. It was just very peaceful and everything was good. And so I went back into my body and I came to 3 days later in the hospital. A couple of things happened to me in that experience. One is my hands start to become warm when I touch people, and that still happens. My intuition definitely increased. Probably the biggest thing that really changed my life is I just started to meet people that were doing spiritual things. So in the beginning, it was very much in my hand. I learned a lot about healing. When I started to do hands-on healing is where it really got to, where I knew more of what I was doing, and it's kind of experiential. I had this information in my spirit, or from my near-death experience. I had these really amazing experiences with the Sufi teacher, but when I started to do hands-on work is when I just kind of felt it in my body. There are the positive things in spirit, luckily, and there are the negative things. So there's demons and entities, and they're around all the time, and they affect people at different amounts. But if normally someone's sick or having any kind of problems, the negative powers are there. They want to, they're looking for openings to come in, and in a funny way, their job is to strengthen us, but they're really good at trying to keep us from our spiritual awareness. Mm-hmm. But luckily, there's all the positive things. So there is Jesus, there is Abraham, there's Buddha, all the prophets and saints are there helping us. Sometimes, yes, I always do. Sometimes it's concrete, sometimes it's just energetic. Sometimes I need to talk to the person about something because there's a block in their consciousness. Sometimes I get funny little bits of information. Sometimes it's, their deepest, darkest secrets. Sometimes it's things from other lifetimes. Sometimes it's just something that's blocking their consciousness, and it could be demons or entities. Those are the main two negative things that come in. It feels sometimes like a pressure on my body, and sometimes even more of a pressure in my heart center here. Sometimes my hands just start shaking. When a lot of negativity comes in, sometimes it's like this. But the people on the other end sometimes feel tingly, sometimes feel hot or cold, or all of a sudden they just smile and they just feel a whole lot lighter. And you trust this wonderful thing inside of you, and you see this wonderful thing in other people, and it's just like this energy comes in, and it's like this joy comes in. Sometimes I think it varies with who I'm working with. Sometimes it's kind of like they're specialists in the spirit and they come in for a certain problem. Sometimes pets come in, or past loved ones come in too, to help people, which is nice. It's kind of like part of us gets so involved with living our karma, we get a little stuck in it. So there becomes things that are kind of unnecessary. It's almost like a file, and there are like 100 pages in there, and we only need 2. So I can get rid of those other 98 and make it much lighter. If someone's having a struggle in this lifetime, there's something from another lifetime that it's connected to. And just by talking to them about it and inviting in the spiritual masters to help, and sometimes it is colors, Sometimes there's some forgiveness. Sometimes just doing like a mindfulness, breathing, and not getting all bent out of shape about it can help. But then again, I just kind of hold the energy there for some of that to clear, and it does. Usually people really feel the energy, and the energy part is the loving that comes through. I mean, I just love it. So it is in my videos, but it's this thing of this energy comes in, and I love it so much, and I just kind of share it through my heart.